Hello and welcome back to Channel64. We are back to playing some Vanilla Minecraft. That is great. But before we get actually started, I need to address a little something. No, today, this here, it's not part 2 of the documentary. That's gonna be the last episode of the season. So in between these two episodes, we're gonna have just a regular, normal Minecraft SMP season kind of deal. Not gonna do an entire season based on one little concept. That would be quite silly, wouldn't it? Like, who would do such a thing? Right? Now, part 1 of the documentary has kind of revealed my plans for this season. We are gonna be living on a floating island, or, well, I should say on some floating islands. They're just not there yet, but we got one already. The other ones are just going to be built over time back there. I want to have a bunch of those floating around. And you've seen how it looks. And I was very, very picky when I chose a side to show in a picture, because I've only decorated one side and not the rest. The rest, it's a bit... It looks okay, but it's very, very basic. And we're not gonna decorate it just yet, because I did all of that before the Happy Guest was announced. And knowing that that thing's gonna be included in the game very soon-ish, in maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 months, something like that, kind of makes me not wanna set up a bunch of scaffolding to go and decorate it when we're gonna have, you know, a little thing that flies and that makes things a lot more convenient. So we're gonna concentrate for today on the top side of the island. The plan is to make something very, very modern, fancy, posh. I mean, just look at how I'm dressed. I mean, I got a big hat. I got the biggest hat on the server, I'm pretty sure. We'll have to... We need to hold a contest for that. Anyway, future plans. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted. But yeah, look at how I'm dressed. I'm not gonna live in like a half-rotten wooden house. That wouldn't work. So that's kind of what I want to reflect. I'm dressed like that because I want to live in a place that attracts people that are dressed like that. It's kind of the plan. So yeah, we're gonna decorate this whole thing. That's what we're gonna start with. You can already see there are these little bits here of water that are flowing down, because I think flying islands look very, very cool when they got waterfalls dripping from them. But we're not just gonna have some rivers for that. Instead, they are gonna be connected together by some canals. I think it's gonna look a lot more fancy. I mean, look at that. Look how clean that looks. Don't tell me you think that a filthy river would be better than that. There's stuff growing inside those. That's horrible. We're gonna have a bunch more of those canals. We're also gonna have some little fences to keep everyone safe, and we're gonna put some candles on top too. Like, I don't know, looks prettier like that. Looks like some kind of decorative spikes or something. And we're gonna have some on either side, like so. And yeah, that looks good. I like that. There's gonna be a bit more stuff eventually also, but yeah, that's a very, very good start. So yeah, as I said, there's gonna be more canals. If we go into free cam, it's gonna be a bit easier to see. So this one's gonna extend a bit, then it's gonna turn around. There's gonna be one that's gonna branch off, then it's gonna connect to this one, and over there it's probably gonna split and connect with these two little waterfalls. So just give me 2 seconds, I'm gonna build all of that and you'll see how pretty it's gonna look. See? I told you it would look pretty. 2 little problems though. First one, as we have predicted, these little fences, we're gonna need to add some variation in them because it gets pretty repetitive. It looks good, but it gets repetitive. And the other one is, we're not gonna be using these canals to move around the place because we're all gonna get wet and I'm not dressed to swim, and you know, our esteemed guests, they deserve to have some dry pathways, so instead we're gonna put some little bridges around the place. So we're gonna make it out of deep slate and tuff. I haven't gotten to build with tuff yet because it's I wasn't really playing vanilla when that block came out, so we're gonna have the outline or the sides made out of deep slate. I just misplaced the stairs. So we're gonna put them like so. And then we're gonna have the middle part out of tuff. So the stairs here are gonna bend these stairs inwards. So it's gonna make them a bit smaller. And if I put some more of those here, that, like that, then we have 2 slabs here. Fill the rest with slabs, just like that. I think that's a cool shape. Not too big. This one's wrong. And is this wrong? No, this one's right. Just this one. I don't know why I didn't place it the right way. There we go. Perfect. First try. But to make them safer, we are going to be using some pale oak stuff. So we're going to use some hanging signs as the railing, but we can't put these things on the floor. So we're going to put some trapdoors here and open them. And now, see, it can connect to the trapdoor here. And if we remove it, or if we close it, it stays there. But don't ask questions. It's just being weird. And another trapdoor here, and another one here, just like that. And we have a cute little bridge. Let's take a look at it from the side. Yeah, I like the way it looks. That's great. We can now walk across the canals. What we now need to do is make a bunch of little pathways connecting all the places, and well, put more bridges to connect all the little islands that we've formed. The one more here, another one here, and ta-da! We got bridges, we got paths, we can now go anywhere we want, which is, well, nowhere really, because we got nowhere to go, but at least we can go there. Last thing we need to work on to make this place pretty before we can move on to another project is make it safer, or at least make it prettier in the way it is safe, which is why we put all of these lampposts all over the place. They're pretty simple. I'm not even going to elaborate on how they are built. They're not the prettiest, but they work, they do the trick, and that's good enough for me. And if I ever get tired of them, I'll just design something better and just break them and replace them. It's all okay, but honestly, looks good. Like, just with the rest of the stuff around here, that's good enough, that's great. So now we are gonna start building some things, which means we are gonna need some materials, which means we need to hire some villagers. Luckily, here on Channel 64 we have our supporting cast, one of whom, Died by Fire, has her own villager recruitment agency, so we're gonna go ahead and meet with her. Hello, Died.
Hello, aubni.
Hello, hello. I see you brought some candidates.
Yes. These guys are eating me out of house and home and keep asking me for bread and emeralds, and I just can't take it anymore.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll give you a good job. Don't worry about that. Are they hard workers?
Oh, during working hours, yes.
Okay, yeah, typical. We'll just adjust the working hours.
They need their social hour.
Yeah, I get that, but you know,
Good
when we
night's
pay them,
sleep.
they should work, right?
Yeah. I love how they both turned away from you right there.
Yeah, that's a bit rude. That's very rude. They really don't. You're gonna come work for me. I think I deserve some respect.
They turned the other way again.
Wow. Okay, well, we'll manage to make that work, I'm sure.
You just need a team building exercise. And
Exactly.
Then they'll be loyal forever.
Perfect. Well, thank you. Here is your recruitment fee.
Ooh, yay! Thank you. And
Thanks to
here
you.
is something that'll make it a lot easier to move these guys, because
Yes, it's gonna make it easier, yeah.
like to wander off.
So I built the villagers a little home. Not too much, just, you know, enough to survive. And I think they fell in love with the place, and I think they fell in love with each other, because look at that! They made a baby. Do you realize that? You are... Listen, I'm talking to you. Kids these days. You are the first citizen born on this island. That's amazing. Congratulations to you too. You're gonna have a fantastic life here, I'm sure of it, once your child grows up. So we're gonna let time pass a bit more to get more villagers, and we're gonna train them in the art of masonry, and then we're gonna be able to build something, because we haven't really built anything. And I got something planned, so something planned, and I got something planned. Alright, let's wait for these guys to make more baby. And the family is all grown up. We got 4 masons and 1 toolsmith. I'm guessing that's the eccentric in the family, but that should be good enough to get us started. We can start building some stuff finally. And we talked with Died about, you know, social time for these guys, and I think it's important, so we're gonna build them something for that. We're gonna build a little coffee shop right here on this corner. And there it is. I really like it, even though it does feel a bit busy in some places and not enough in some other spots. So we might make some adjustments over time. We will see. There's already been some adjustments, like this door. I pushed it in, well, on the inside of that block. It was flush with the wall, and I didn't really like it. One thing I do really like is those little awnings. These two in particular, I think they look really cool. I mean, I like all of them, but I don't know, there's something special about these two. I don't know if I'm the only one that sees it. So if we head inside, so yeah, we changed a little something about the door. We did make a few more adjustments inside, and we have a barista. Yes, that's our toolsmith. Decided to change careers and move inside, so we still gave them their smithing tables. Here on the counter, it was just some black stone blocks here, but yeah, I think it looks even better with that, so that's a very good change. One little thing that was annoying, there was a pressure plate here, and they kept jumping on the counter for... Please explain yourself, why would you jump on the counter? Yeah, nothing to say, that's what I thought. So they would keep jumping on the counter, which would open this trapdoor, open the fridge, which is not good. So instead, I removed the pressure plate and put that thing here. I don't know what it is, but it looks like something that could be involved in making coffee, so there it is. And nothing else changed. We have some light on the roof. You don't need to know that. So yeah, that's the coffee shop finished. I'm very happy with that thing. There's still one last little thing that we need to do for this episode, and it's going to be happening in Hodgepodge. It feels so good to be back in town. Dang it, they broke the window again? I'm gonna have to repair that. Trying to run a clean business. Did we make any sales? No. Oh, that's bad. Gonna have to repair that out of my pocket. That's annoying. But that's not why we're here. We're here because of that thing. It's called the time tree, and I could explain to you what it is, but we could instead have Liv explain it for free.
Hello everyone! Welcome to the Channel64 Time Capsule Box explanation video. You may be asking yourself, what is the Channel64 Time Capsule Box? Well, this box will be a special container for mementos and keepsakes that Channel64 cast and supporting cast members wish to donate. Once the items are collected, they will be safely placed within the box, which will then be buried under the time tree and will be uncovered later at the end of the season. If you have something special you'd like to donate, go ahead and submit it to the barrel adjacent to this tape, as well as a book or paper with a brief description of the item. The cutoff for donatable items will be April 26th, so be sure to get your items turned in before the deadline. And that's it! Thanks for watching!
That's a pretty straightforward concept. We just give something meaningful. And what I'm gonna give is a prototype for my nether barrels. It's something I tried to do when working on ender chests at first. Didn't really work, so I can give it away. It doesn't really have, like, it's got historical value, but no real, like, monetary value. Because I have to say, I'm still not 100% sure that this is not a scam. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Liv comes up with that thing. But on that note, that's gonna be it for this episode. I really hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.